Hi Otters, hope you're all well, enjoying this wonderful weather and maybe taking part in some socially distanced VE Day celebrations. Yeah, it's beautiful today. So, thought I'd crack on with the story. Then I helped Zelda have happy memories of her real parents so she wouldn't be so cross and upset about them being Nazis. Leopold helped too. Well, we tried. Zelda, I say as we sit in front of the wood stove, give Leopold a hug. See if it brings back any happy memories. Zelda looks at me as if I've got leaf mould madness. But she does it anyway because hugging Leopold is one of her favourite things to do. Leopold likes it too. His tail is whacking the kitchen floor just at the thought. Zelda puts her arms around him and buries her face in his neck fur. I love you, Leopold, she says, her voice muffled. Any happy memories? I say softly after a while. Zelda keeps her face buried, thinking. Yes, she says. I can remember when I hugged Leopold this morning before breakfast. I try to think of something that will help her have earlier happy memories. Your daddy had whiskers like Leopold, I say. Leopold looks a bit offended. No, he didn't, says Zelda, still muffled. My daddy's whiskers were short, and he didn't lick my ear. Leopold stops licking Zelda's ear and gives me an apologetic look. It's all right, I say to him. You're doing a good job helping Zelda. I give Leopold a pat and he gives me a loving look, and suddenly, gazing into his gentle eyes, I'm having memories of my own. Dad giving me a bath and drying me on our kitchen table. Mum blowing raspberries on my tummy. You're helping me too, I whisper to Leopold. I try to feel happy, but it's not easy. Zelda looks up, concerned, and watches me for a moment. See, she says, memories aren't happy, they're sad. Don't you know anything? Every day it's the same. I do my best, but Zelda is a very stubborn person. Like today. We're doing drawing in the barn. Or rather, I'm letting Zelda do most of the drawing because there's only one pencil. Earlier, when it was my go on the pencil, I did a diagram of how the automatic chicken feeding machine works. Now I'm nailing the diagram to the wall under the gherkin tin so the chickens can see what they have to do. Leopold and Trotsky are staring at me. They're looking a bit disappointed, possibly because there aren't any dogs or pigs in the diagram. I give them both a tickle. Don't worry, I say to them. Me and Violetta will invent automatic feeding machines for you next. Animals get very anxious in wartime. If the humans get killed, who's going to feed them? I go over to Zelda to see how her drawing's doing. That lady's got a very pretty hat, I say, pointing to the person Zelda has drawn. Who is it? It's Violetta's mummy, says Zelda. She wears her pretty hat when she kills Nazis. The paper Zelda's drawing on is old shop paper that has been wrapped around face powder or something. There's a pink stain in the middle, which Zelda turns into a dead Nazi's brains leaking out. I stare at the drawing, worry nagging inside me. If I can't find a way to help Zelda feel better about her parents, I hate to think what's going to happen next time she meets a Nazi. Zelda, I say quietly, why don't you do a picture of your real mummy and daddy from when you were little? When they took you on holiday or gave you a present or did something fun with you? Zelda looks at me. She doesn't say anything, but I can see she doesn't like the idea much. Leopold and Trotsky come over. Leopold licks Zelda's knee. Trotsky blows some snot in her direction. I can see they're both trying to help. It's their way of telling Zelda they'd like to see a nice picture of her real mummy and daddy too. Zelda moves the pencil to another part of the paper and starts a new drawing. Thanks, I whisper to them both. While Zelda draws, I tell a story to inspire her. It's about a friend of William and Violet Elizabeth's called Zelda. Zelda's parents accidentally drown her collection of ants while they're watering the garden. Zelda is very angry, but her parents say they're sorry and cuddle her, and Zelda feels better. And then do some other ant kill her parents? Says Zelda. I sigh. It's not a very good story, but I'm doing my best. Maybe, I say. But Zelda discovers that even when her parents do bad things, they still love her. How can they still love her if they're dead? Says Zelda. I sigh again. I'm getting confused now. Stories always work best when you don't try to tell people what they're about. I see that Zelda has drawn a happy child holding hands with two happy grown-ups. Is that your real mummy and daddy? I say hopefully. No, says Zelda. Suddenly I can't stand it anymore. Why can't Zelda see how important this is? Just draw a picture of your real mummy and daddy, I say to her crossly. As soon as I've said it, I feel awful. I know how sad I get thinking about my parents, and I'm 10. How sad must it be for a little kid? Zelda is looking at me, frowning. She holds up her drawing. This is Wilhelm's mummy and daddy, she says. They've come to cheer you up because you're unhappy. I don't know what to say. Zelda puts the drawing down and gives me a hug. They love you very much, she whispers. They don't mind that you're Jewish. I hug Zelda tight. I can't believe how lucky I am to have her as my family. Leopold and Trotsky and the chickens don't mind that you're Jewish either, whispers Zelda. She doesn't have to tell me that because I can tell from the way Leopold is licking my hand and Trotsky is dribbling snot onto my boots and the chickens are pecking at my bootlaces. But it's a very kind thing to say. Zelda must be only 6, but she's got the kindness of a 10-year-old. Sorry I got cross, I say. That's all right, she says. I take a deep breath. I mustn't give up. I must find a way. I must do everything I can to protect Zelda and her loving heart. Suddenly, I hear the distant growl of a truck engine. Leopold barks. I rush to the barn door and peer out across the fields. Oh no. Quick, I say to Zelda, into the house. I grab her hand and her pencil and paper and we run across the farmyard into the kitchen. Genia is in the bedroom having a rest. I bang on the door. Genia! I yell. Wake up! The Nazis are back! Then, Genia told me and Zelda to stay in the house while she went out to see what the Nazi soldiers want. Suddenly it hits me. The Rickmore Crompton book. I bet that's what they want. Cyril probably complained to the Nazis about me stealing the book from his family shop and they've come to get it. And me. I peer through the kitchen window. It's the same 2 Nazi soldiers from the first day when me and Zelda were hiding in the barn. But Genia isn't wearing any makeup or perfume this time. When I yelled about the Nazis, she jumped up from her bed and went straight outside. Next to me, Zelda is watching the Nazi soldiers through the window too, and poking her tongue out at them. Zelda, I whisper frantically, stop that! Luckily, the Nazi soldiers aren't looking in our direction. They're both turned towards Genia, but they aren't grinning and sniffing her wrist this time. They're shouting at her. I hate them, mutters Zelda. One of the soldiers grabs Genia and pulls her over to her barn. They push her inside and go in after her. My mind is racing. Of course, they must think I've hidden the Rickmore Crompton book in the straw. When they don't find it, they'll get even angrier with Genia, and they won't take long to discover it's not there. Nowhere near long enough for Genia to put on makeup and perfume. I dart into the bedroom, pull the book from its hiding place under my side of the mattress, and head for the kitchen door. Wait here, I say to Zelda. I hurry outside with the book. This is all I can do. Give the book to the soldiers and say I'm sorry. Explain that Cyril told me it was junk. Hope that when they see my Polish Wilhelm identity card, they'll have mercy. At least they haven't got their killer dog with them today. I crouch outside the door of the barn. I don't want to just barge in. Everyone knows you never creep up behind a horse or a Nazi. I peek through a crack in the door so I can choose a moment when the soldiers haven't got their heads in the straw. My eyes get used to the gloom and I blink with surprise and alarm. We are going to leave it there for today. On a bit of a cliffhanger because you know how much I like to do that. Hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy the sunshine, and I will see you all on Monday.